Number 10. Ooh, we're back to a word problem. At a zoo, a tiger eats 8 3/4 pounds of specialty prepared ground beef every day. The zookeeper buys 87 1/2 pounds of ground beef. How many days will it last? So we're going to take the amount of ground beef the zookeeper buys and then divide it by the 8 3/4 because that's how much the tiger eats every day. So we have 87 1/2 divided by 8 3/4. I'm going to go ahead and do this one first. 8 times 4 is 32, plus 3 is 35. So I have 35 over 4. Over here, I'm going to take 87 times 2 and add 1. So 87 times 2. 7 times 2 is 14. 8 times 2 is 16, plus 1 is 17. And then I'm going to add this top one to it. So I get 175 over 2. Division changes to multiplication. And then we're going to take 35 over 4 and flip it. 2 goes into 2 once. 2 goes into 4 twice. 5 goes into 35 7 times. And 5 goes into 175. 35 times. So 35 times 2 is 70. 1 times 7 is 7. So 70 over 7 equals 10. So it'll last 10 days. Number 11. Did I hit it? Yeah. At her bakery, Sherry has 6.5 pounds of cherries to make tarts. If she uses 1/4 pound of cherries for each tart, how many tarts can she make? So it says that in this problem, you're dividing the amount of cherries, which is 6.5, by the amount of cherries she uses. So we're going to do 6.5 divided by 1/4. Six times 2 is 12, plus 1 is 13. So 13 over 2. Division changes to multiplication, and we're going to flip. 2 goes into 2 once, and 2 goes into 4 twice. 13 times 2 is 26. So she can make 26 tarts. Number 12. Dan says that 24.5 divided by 12.5 equals 2. Because 24 divided by 12 equals 2. Sam disagrees and thinks there will be fewer than 2 groups. So let's figure out what's going on here. I'm going to solve to see what Dan did. So Dan said 24.5 divided by 12.5. 24 times 2 is 48 plus 1 is 49 over 2. Division changes to multiplication. 24, 25, so 25 over 2. I'm going to flip it. 2's cancel out. I get 49 over 25. So 49 divided by 25. You can only go in there once. Nine minus 5 is 4. 4 minus 2. So 1 and 24 over 25. That is less than 2 groups. So Dan is not correct. So Sam says there will be fewer than 2 groups. So he is right. So we're looking at the top 2. Sam is correct because, and then we have to figure out which one is right. So because groups of 12.5 are larger than groups of 12. So that's the one we're going to be going with right here, because 12.5 plus 12.5 is 25, which is greater than 24.5. B, and we just did 24.5 divided by 12.5 already. And we got an answer of 1 and 24 over 25. Number 13, Mason is laying tiles on his entryway. The tiles are 2/9 foot long, and the entryway is 7.5 feet long. How many tiles will Mason need to buy in order to cover the length of the entryway? So we're going to take 7.5 and we're going to divide it by 2/9. So 14, sometimes 2 is 14 plus 1 is 15. So 15 over 2. Division changes to multiplication, then we're going to flip. We cannot cross cancel, unfortunately. So we're going to be multiplying across. I'm going to do the bottom first. 2 times 2 is 4. Now we're going to do 15 times 9. 5 times 9 is 45. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And take 135 divided by 4. Okay, 4 times 3 is 12. 4 goes into 15. 3 times, because that is 12. So I get 33 and 3/4. But I can't have 3/4 of a tile, so I need to actually have, instead of just 33 tiles, I need to have 34 tiles. So he needs exactly 33 and 3/4 tiles. He can't buy a fraction of tile, so he has to buy the next whole number of tiles, which is 34. 14. We're going to write the equivalent multiplication expression. So, having that is not wanting to clear. Hold on 1 second. So I have 2 and 1/6 divided by 3/4. 2 times 6 is 12 plus 1 is 13, so I get 13 over 6. Division changes to multiplication, I'm going to flip. So I get 13 over 6 times 4/3. I get 15. We're going to do the same type of thing here. I'm going to write it out so we have a visual of what's going on. 4 and 5/8 divided by 2 and 1/2. 4 times 8 is 32 plus 5 is 37 over 8. Division changes into multiplication. 4, 5. This is 5 over 2, and then we're going to flip it to 2 over 5. So 37 over 8 times 2/5. Number 16. 3 and 1/3 divided by 9/10. 3 times 3 is 9, plus 1 is 10, so 10 over 3. Division changes to multiplication, then we're going to flip it. So 10 over 3 times 10/9. So 10/3 times 10/9. 17. We have 5 and 2/5. divided by 1 7/8. 5 times 5 is 25, plus 2 is 27 over 5. Division changes to multiplication. 8 times 1 is 8, and 8 plus 7 is 15 over 8. And then we're going to flip it to 8 over 15. So 27 over 5 times 8/15. And we are done with On Your Own.